Majority of likely Missouri voters support the state's ban on gender-affirming medical treatments, but are more split on gender-affirming care. First Alert 4's Missouri Capitol Bureau Chief Joe McClain breaks down the data.
This new data is from St. Louis University and YouGov. It asks about 900 Missouri voters how they view these types of procedures. Gender-affirming medical care includes procedures like hormone therapy or medication that can temporarily prevent the effects of puberty. The poll results show nearly 2/3 of likely voters in Missouri oppose access to such treatments to anyone under 18. Even more opposition when asked about gender-affirming surgeries. Meanwhile, that pushback sharply drops off when the poll asked about gender-affirming counseling for minors. That result was split. 44% support and opposed to that question, with 13 being unsure. Steve Rogers is a political scientist at St. Louis University and directed the poll. He emphasized that these results are from Missourians who said they're likely to vote and are registered.
When we were releasing these results, we are not making a statement necessarily about every Missourian, because every Missourian is not even registered to vote, yet alone every Missourian who's registered to vote actually does vote.
In June, Governor Mike Parson privately signed a ban on gender-affirming medical treatments into law, set to go into effect next week. That law is now being challenged in court, and similar versions have been struck down in other states, including Arkansas. In Jefferson City, Joe McClain, First Alert 4.
And there